The New York Knicks, baby.
Knicks Rehab.
I usually chop you up saying Knicks Rehab, y'all.
Knicks Rehab, y'all.
Mike Brown's at the podium. Thank you to Brett Siegel. Hopefully, pronounce your name correctly. He has something to say about Brunson.
It was a well-coached team. Jamal Mosley as their head coach. And they're a really good team. They're physical and get up in there, and they do a good job defensively and kind of take you out of what you want to run, what you're trying to do. When you have an MVP of the league candidate in Jalen Brunson, 16 for 27, 40 points. He makes the game easier for everybody. That's what MVPs are supposed to do. And he definitely did that tonight. He scored for us when we didn't have much going with our offensive movement and stuff like that. And again, you give Orlando credit to play good defense, but you got a guy like that that can go get it. He keeps you in the games and he helps you get leads. And at the end of the day, he carries you home. So it's beautiful to be able to see him do what he's more than capable of doing on a national stage like this, in an environment like this, so that hopefully, you guys, the media, and the fans out there can continue talking about him as an MVP of this league, because that's exactly what he is.
You heard the man. Brunson MVP, getting MVP chance in Vegas, huh? A lot of dice rollers out there. Big money is on them Knicks right now. Flea, what we doing? MVP?
I like it. The fact that he's able to sustain his scoring output that he's been doing over the last couple of seasons, and then adjust to how Mike Brown is asking us to play basketball. Because, like, to OG's point, yeah, it seemed like we was falling in love with the three at the beginning of the season. But I think guys were thinking that is what Mike Brown is looking for. Like, get 2 feet in the paint, kick it out for 3-point shots. Although that is part of the offense, that's just not everything that he's asking. Like, he allows us to get mid-range shots. He allows us to get shots in the paint. Like, the offense puts you in positions where everybody is moving and you get the best shot available. And sometimes the best shot available is the second and third pass, which is wide open for a 3. But now that, like you said, OG, we mixing it up, getting shots in the paint, getting floaters, guys is getting lobs at the rim, and we still able to sustain that 3-point shot. Like, and Brunson is still able to go get you 40, and it don't feel like it was forced, right? It didn't feel like Brunson was just out there in ISO and, doing this. It looked like he was able to get his shots in the rhythm of the game. He didn't take anybody else out of their rhythm, and we just played like a cohesive unit. If we can, just continue to copy that game in and game out, every game is going to be different. But knowing that he still trusts his guys in this new offense is what's impressive to me. I know that this dude could score. His footwork is immaculate. He's going to take advantage of whoever's in front of him. Small guard, big guard, strong guard, long guard, whoever the fuck is in front of him, he's going to get to it. But the fact that he's able to do that still and get guys involved in this brand new offense that we're running, that says a lot about who he is. I think that's what makes him an MVP. Not the fact that he could score. He's going to score with the best of them. But this adjustment that he's made, and it's putting us as one of the best teams in the league. Yeah, MVP me. MVP me. Fuck out of here. MVP me. I heard you, Shay. I heard you, Joker. I heard you, MVP me. I like it.
It should stop right there. The next name should be Jalen Brunson. Flea, you're 100% correct. And think about this, and I'll let Fabian have it. Pause. This is the first time I've seen where we had 3-4 lob attempts. Remember, they threw one up to Mitch that, it was a bad pass. Y'all don't forget, KAT rolled to the basket and got a lob, but it wasn't a dunk, but he laid it up. So you got to think about that. When we mixing it up and things like that are rolling, listen, it just makes the offense that much better. And then it was a play where Brunson went to the middle, he kicked it out, and then it was the hockey assist. They kicked it to OG, wide open 3-point shot. So listen, tonight is how we supposed to play every night. When you're a great team, when you have great players, and guys are fighting to win a championship, this is how you play on a consistent basis. Yeah, it seems like it might be a bit much, but it's really not. A lot of these teams, their 2 stars is averaging 25 plus. The other guys are averaging 15 to 17 plus. Everybody's doing their part. We just need our guys like everybody else. Do your part, and we ain't got to worry about no trade talks, no none of that. We solid, and we should be in the finals. But yeah, Flea, I agree with you. Put some respect on that young man's name. I've been saying it now for 2 seasons, Flea. Everybody laugh at me, joke at me. Yeah, I'm a Brunson stand, but like you said, Flea, he's been consistent. Right now, we look like the best team in the East. Okay, between us and Detroit. But the numbers he's putting up and what he's doing, let's not forget he deals with injuries too. OG in and out the lineup, Mitchell Robinson in and out the lineup, Deuce Shem in and out the lineup. And he still has us legit. Listen, top 3 MVP candidate. I said in the beginning of the season. Now look, now we got coaches, now the NBA starting to pay attention now. Yeah, okay.
If real quick, Fabian, I like this and keep us all up here, though, bro. I like this. Keep us. I want to see how I say, but like for real, Mike Brown does a good job of that. Like you don't find too many coaches like singling their guy out and saying, you know, putting a vote of confidence out there to say and propping him up and putting him where he, you know, respectively needs to be. Like Mike, that's a great thing from your head coach, right? Like you need that from your guy, especially that has a voice that he has in the NBA. Yeah, Tibbs, is well respected amongst coaches and things like that. But Mike Brown has sat next to a lot of different guys, right, that have heavy influence in the NBA, right? He's been around a lot of different guys that got a lot of different players. So when he starts talking like that, that says a lot, right? And that's putting Brunson in the air that he needs to be with how he's playing right now. It just is what it is. Like, for us to go forward, I just want to say this too. For us to go forward, whatever the team looks like, the team got to be cohesive. Like, the team has to be one. I see the comments and I see what's going on. Like, we can't pit our guys against each other. Whether you love KAT more or whether you love Brunson more, the fact remains is that they have to be a cohesive unit for us to win. I don't care who's better or who's not. That doesn't matter to me. It matters about who's playing their role, who's doing what they do best that's going to allow us to win games. Spit all the stats that you want at me. I don't give a fuck. I'm a stats guy too. We can have a stats war offline. At the end of the day, we got to win games. We're trying to win a championship. And if we can look like this, where Brunson is going to go out there and dominate his matchup every night and be a factor and just be one of the best players, if not the best player on the floor. And then he has KAT backing him up, where KAT is going to clean the glass, play competent defense, and still be 25 plus a night, and everybody else is settled into their roles. That's the making of trying to get forward towards a championship. Yep. I don't want to hear that shit no more about pitting our guys against each other. Miss me with that shit. We got to be tight. The locker room got to be tight. We got to like each other. We got to fuck with each other to win. So I just want to say that real quick, Ray and OG.
I'm going to pit whoever I want against each other, Flea. You ain't going to tell me what I can't do. You were saying this after we beat Orlando's ass and beat the Raptors' ass. No, we do that shit when we're losing and when we win. And you can't do it right now is really the point. And Mike Brown, to your point, excellent point of view, all ball. Instilling confidence in a guy like Brunson, who's not going to be in the top 3 MVP candidates.
Well, Flea, hold on. Well, I can't take credit. Flea said that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Flea. Taking, Brunson's not going to be top 3 MVP candidates. He's not a shoo-in. The shoo-in is always going to be, the Giannis's, Jokers and Lucas and SGAs right now. That's just how it is. The winning records or whatever the case may be. And I saw Mike Brown doing it in Sacramento. Remember him bringing up Keegan Murray so he could boost up his Rookie of the Year odds. He spoke to, I think, Keegan Murray's defense also, and he was a rookie. I would think he was contrasting that with the Golden State Warriors run. He was there with Cleveland when LeBron was a baby, and they went to the finals. He knows, LeBron's, I don't need to say LeBron's an MVP. He might push for it. He might say, like, that's why he's an MVP or whatever, but it's not going to come off like this. And I guess it is important because the way he points out, even when we have a bad game, he's quick to point out, Huck Pauly got the Timbs twice this year, all because of his verticals. He, kept his hands up, and maybe that influenced KAT. Keep your hands up. There was one episode where we were saying, yo, KAT, he was just keeping his hands up the whole entire time defensively against either the Raptors. It was the Raptors. Amazing how he's doing that. And of course, with Brunson, I'm just not, I don't know if I'm not surprised. I'm definitely not shocked. Like, this is who he is. And we just said they got to follow his lead. And really, what we've always argued about for the last year or so, or more than that, was whether he can lead us to a championship. I've always felt that way since he came here. But now it's going back towards what you guys were arguing for. You, All Ball, and Flea saying, bro, he got to play more unselfish. And I'm arguing the teammates got to show up. Well, both happened. They both happened, and look what's happening. They're looking strong. They're looking strong, and you can build off these things. Of course, the trade rumors lurking, and it ain't. See, people think the social media stuff it affects these players, but when you play in New York, it's different. They're gonna ask you the same question 100 million times. We're gonna be in the streets yelling Giannis and yelling for Dante to come back. That means we got to sacrifice these guys. They're saying that we can't trade for Dante unless you trade Deuce McBride and maybe Mitchell Robinson. And we know right now, I don't know. I don't know if we want to let them go because we're building. SGA and OKC, they already built their team the right way. Now, we're going to go for a championship run this year. I'm not saying to give it up, but there's free agents out there to add to this team. That's the one thing that going back to the Carmelo trade. It wasn't that I was mad that we traded the whole team for him. Is that let's add to this formula. We see something here that's exciting. It makes you want to go root for these guys. Jalen Brunson is so easy to root for when he's not hogging the ball, of course. And when he's scoring, of course, it's even easier. When he's lightning, he's dynamic. And Mike Brown makes this thing easier. We were so skeptical about him, and now he's just winning us over. He won me over in the summertime, of course. Flea will tell you that in a heartbeat. But he also is great to just listen to explaining the game, breaking it down. All those extra coaches plays, I'm not going to really memorize them, but the fact that he gets to explain them and why a Huck Porty is going to get the defensive player of the game for us this week or this game. All those things matter, like you guys said. It matters for us as fans, and it definitely should matter to the players. Forget us. It really doesn't matter what we say. It matters what is going on in that locker room with the trade rumors lingering. These guys are showing up, and I would imagine if it was any other locker room, maybe a different coach, maybe a different leader in Brunson, I would imagine this thing will be turning out rocky.
Y'all both made great points, and you said something that I'm gonna just respond to real quick, just brief. You said you're not surprised. I'm more so surprised of the league and the NBA and just everybody that covers the league not giving Brunson the props he deserves. Because if this was anybody else, if this was y'all gotta remember when John Morant was in his heyday, people was going berserk. Brunson is doing something in New York that people thought could never be done. Like you said, the New York media, just New York in general, is so difficult to play. And what this man has been doing since he's been here is nothing short of spectacular. And for people to still not have him in top MVP votes, to still not talk about him in top MVP votes, I'm still seeing the same three names: SGA, Joker, granted. But after that, where's Brunson? Right, we get Luca, we get Giannis, but Giannis and them ain't winning no games like us. So for me, I'm just disappointed in the basketball world. And it's not because I'm a Knicks fan and a diehard Brunson fan. It's just, yo, you got to give props when props is due. This man is 6'1". They say he's 6'2". And what he's doing on the court night in and night out on a consistent basis is insane. He's averaging 28. Come on, man. Come on. So for me, he's not playing with another all first NBA. He's not playing with a super great defense. And what he's doing, listen, man, people need to stop ignoring that. So Flea, I love that you said that just to acknowledge what Mike Brown is doing, because if Knicks Rehab don't do it, if our family in the chat don't do it, if Mike Brown don't do it, nobody else is gonna do it. Ain't none of these niggas that got these podcasts, these permanent former players, and they have players on there. Nobody's talking about Big Body Brunson like how we would. They're going to continue to keep talking about the same name over and over again. So I am a little shocked that guys are just not giving this guy the props he deserves, especially now that he's been doing it since he's been here. It's insane. I want to see how he gets robbed from All NBA first team. I want to see how he's going to get robbed I just want to see how this is going to play out if he continues to play like this.
Oh, real quick, Flea. We continue in the Brunson glaze. A Pap
He
says
deserves it.
Brunson is the greatest Knick since Patrick Ewing.
I mean, you would have to agree with that, right? Whether you like Melo or not, I think you would have to agree with what he's putting together, like the Knicks resume that he's putting together. I thought, I'm a big Melo fan. I thought Melo's resume in New York was solid, right, for the time. But right now, the resurrection of the New York Knicks is fully like attached to Jalen Brunson. Everything is all the steps have kind of started with Jalen Brunson. Yes, Julius Randle is there to kind of be that conduit to get us there, but Jalen Brunson is the reason that we go to a next level. We talking about deep playoff runs. We talking about back-to-back 50-win seasons. We talking about that where people are respecting when the Knicks come into their gym. When you come into the Garden, you can't buy a win, right? Like that is completely attached to Jalen Brunson, and then just putting the team together. But if we're talking about since Patrick Ewing, like you have to give Jalen Brunson his kudos because he's just been playing lights out and it's consistent, right? There hasn't been a drop off. It looks like he just continues to get better and better. Every year it looks like he's adding something more and more to where you can't stop him, right? Find me a guard that's gonna stop him. I heard Brandon Jennings. I keep getting back to that. I heard what the fuck Brandon Jennings said. And from my recollection, I can't find nobody that has had great success with slowing down Jalen Brunson. I'm sure you could find me somebody who has had Jalen Brunson shoot the ball at 40%. I'm sure you could find me that. Great. But I'm talking about in totality, this nigga kicks anybody's ass that's in front of him. Whatever defense they throw at him, he tries to figure it out. Our guys got to show up, and that's what's been happening. That's why this thing looks different. Brunson just keeps getting better and better. Better decision-making. Getting guys involved. After game 2, what was that? Game 2 or game 3 last year in the playoffs against Detroit when we had an all-out war on here because of Jalen Brunson holding the basketball too much. Everybody is just settling into their roles, and you can't be mad at this. The Knicks, the team, are playing great basketball.
JR, thank you for your $4.99. I agree 100% with you all, ball. Brunson carried a hurt and depleted team to a game 7 of the second round, and the media called it a fluke. He's our MVP. And is Brunson the greatest Knick since Patrick Ewing? People don't want to hear this. I wish all ball was back. I think Brunson's a better Knick than Patrick Ewing. Carmelo Anthony.
Why does it have to be better? Why does it have to be better Knick than Patrick Ewing? Are you nuts?
Better. He's better, Flea.
No.
Patrick Ewing went to go sign with David Falk, Michael Jordan's agent. He told.
What does that have to do with anything?
He told X-Man, "Go do what's good with your family for your family. No, go win. Go be a leader." There's a reason why him and Charles Oakley have dissension. Period. When we talk about greatest, of course, there's no way he's going to be better than Patrick Ewing on that court because I honor defense first, and that's a complete lopsided victory for Patrick Ewing. Player wise, Patrick Ewing is the best Knick ever. I don't think Willis Reed and Frazier. I don't think anybody's touching Patrick Ewing in terms of skills, talent, basketball talent. But in terms of who he is, what he brought to us, is beyond just being ecstatic, being able to root for him. I remember just being frustrated with Patrick Ewing in the 90s, and we got frustrated with Brunson. We do get frustrated with Brunson when he hogs the ball too much. Patrick Ewing was a black hole. There were things about him where we had to go to school and really deal with this every single day. And with Brunson, he helped lead the way. Of course, his agency is a little bit different. His family's running the whole organization. I don't know if the Badman, if Patrick Ewing and the Badman family was running the Knicks, how it would have turned out differently.
It's a different time.
Maybe
that wouldn't even been possible. It's
of course,
a different era of basketball.
It is.
That wouldn't even been possible. This is new age shit. This is fly shit. Like
and yet here we are, where this could have been an utter failure. We've seen how nepotism works on the Lakers. That's how it works the other way. This could be a complete failure.
You got me loving on Jalen Brunson, and now you want me to turn on him in the same hour.
You don't have to turn on him, We seen the Pistons, what they did, failed that nepotism, turned everything around, got rid of Joe Dumars, got rid of the old coach, and now they turned things around. Nepotism can be bad and good. It doesn't matter how you put a team together, but this thing could have fell right flat on his face. Brunson is a 6 foot scoring guard, and he's leading the way, the face of a really, in my opinion, it has to be the most valuable team in the NBA. I don't know how they differentiate all that. I don't know how they distinguish how the Knicks are less valuable than the Golden State Warriors. I can't believe that with so many stadiums that we take over, even while we lose. And Brunson helped complete the mission that Leon Rose started with the Randalls of the world and Tom Thibodeau's of the world. Again, he played with Luka, conference finals. We should have made a conference final with Julius Randle. We made the conference finals last year with KAT, different coaches. This is what he's doing. So as far as him being the best Knick since Patrick Ewing, I got him the best Knick since the 70s guys, and we're playing like the 70s guys that we've always heard about. Because the way I heard about them watching the documentary, they just seem to be the guys that, of course you had the 60s teams, but those 70s Knicks changed sports, in my opinion. The way they talk about them is like, they were a team top to bottom. They had Clyde Frazier and Black Jesus out there, the original. The Cadillac backcourt. They thought the Rolls Royce backcourt, they thought it wasn't going to work, and they made it work because they were selfless. And Brunson, being a scoring guard, we're asking him to be selfless, and he's doing it in real time with a new coach. And he's just amazing, man. He's just amazing, Flea.
Yeah. I do not tolerate any Patrick Ewing hate. I think it's some of the most ridiculous shit that New York Knicks, that diehard New York Knicks fans love to lean into because of the disappointment and not winning. I think it's a cop-out. I think it's soft. I think it's weak of New York Knicks fans to ever do that. I love Jalen Brunson, but allow this story to play out before we start crowning Jalen Brunson. Like, let this story play out. Patrick Ewing led a team for a decade by himself as the best player, with John fucking Starks as his second best player. Please, everybody that has something to say about Patrick Ewing, shut the fuck up, respectfully. That's the most asinine thing anybody ever says about Patrick Ewing and all the hate that he gets. He played defense. He was a top 5 center in the league every year, top 3 at some point. Now, all first team All NBA at one point. Like, y'all gotta stop with the revisionist history. It's ridiculous. We did not win. Absolutely right. But like, slow down with the acting like Patrick Ewing didn't come here and do everything he could to win us a championship. Stop it. Again, his second best player was John Starks. You niggas love John Starks because he used to bag groceries and made the NBA. He was never a great 2 guard in the NBA. Stop this shit. Show respect to Patrick Ewing. You niggas are nuts. Jalen Brunson is great. Karl Anthony Towns is great. Do not disrespect Patrick Ewing. You niggas are fools. Go back and watch. Miss me with he was a ball hog. Who was his second best player? Charles Oakley? Like, stop this, man. Stop this. We were a great team in the 90s solely because of Patrick Ewing. And they did nothing to surround him with great players until he was old. And then they bring in a Allen Houston. Then they bring in a Spreewell. Then they bring in a Marcus Camby. Like, tell the whole story. Stop with this, we don't like Patrick Ewing because of the finger roll and because of this and because of that. Shut the hell up. Go back to what really happened. Stop that, man. Come on, y'all. Y'all better than that.
If it wasn't for him, I don't know where the Knicks would be at this point. Patrick Ewing bridged the gap between the obscure Knicks, Bernard King going down. He deserves a statue in front of the guard. I don't know where that's crazy at. Again, he's probably the best Knick player of all time. But I'm talking about greatness. I'm talking about when we root for a guy. I'm talking about everything that big body Brunson brings for a 6-foot guard that you said you agree with Becky Hammond's punk ass about. That's what I'm talking about. He shouldn't be in this position, and he's in it. He was a number 1 draft pick. He was supposed to be all that. And if I feel disappointed in it, I just do. And I haven't felt disappointed in Brunson, really. I just haven't. Yeah, I could point to his defense. Yeah, I could point to certain things, but he makes up for all that. And he's the leader of this team. He's the leader of this team, and he's showing it through and through and through every night, night in, night out. Even when they ask him about the MVP, nah, that ain't all that, man. I ain't worried about no MVP. I'm worried about winning. And I didn't even get to his last 5 games before tonight. He's been shooting crazy.
This is
35
5 in a row,
points.
matter of fact, right? Got 5 wins in a row.
Yep, this is our 5th win in a row.
Yep.
35 points, 30, 33 points, 26 points for his last 4 games. 40 tonight, of course. He shot 13 to 19, 10 to 23, 9 to 17, 9 to 16. He's going crazy. The assists aren't all the way up, but you know, he's doing this thing, man. I just gotta show him love. And we gotta show the Super Chats love, damn it. Because they bringing up Carmelo Anthony. Hey, Pap, thank you for your $5. The Carmelo teams had 2 good years. After Roy Hibbert blocked that shot, it was never the same. Did that hurt more than the finger roll, the Patrick Ewing finger roll? Nah. It was disappointing. But even that, like, to Flea's point, he didn't have a full team for those 5-6 years. He had to deal. Melo had to deal with Phil Jackson's punk ass hiring Derek Fisher for the first time coach. Didn't have any experience. Can't blame Melo.
That finger roll hurt, man. You got to turn that bitch over and dunk that. I was mad at Pat too. I get it, but let's not act like he didn't carry us. Like, that shit hurt.
That was awful.
You got to dunk that. And he had the leg sleeve. Remember, he had the leg sleeve on. That's when he had the leg sleeve.
The leg sleeve. He had two. He had a pillow on each kneecap.
No knee. Out there working, giving out work.
As soon as he stepped on the court, he was sweating. Patrick Ewing, man, bad man. All ball TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.